They were forcibly taken out of Ukraine, forbidden to contact their relatives, and their documents were taken away in order to erase their national identity. 6 children who were forcibly deported to Russia by the Russian occupiers told their stories to European leaders in The Hague to draw attention to child rights violations committed by Russia.
The Ukrainian delegation has provided information on the forced transfer of Ukrainian children by Russia, including the mechanism behind Russia's international crime. Representatives of the Dutch side have personally heard the horrifying stories of the deportation of 6 children. Our goal is to completely stop the forced deportation of our children to Russia and take all necessary measures for their safe return home. Ukraine needs the support of allies and partners to return every child to their homeland. Andriy Yermak, head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, on Telegram.
During a meeting in The Hague, Dutch Foreign Minister Hanke Bruinslot said that her country planned to help Kiev to create a database that would quickly establish the family ties of children abducted by Russia using DNA. Verification is very important for the return of the deported kids. After all, Russia is doing everything possible to complicate the path home for little Ukrainians. Those who have already been taken out, it should be noted that there are 3 groups of them. These are those who run institutions in orphanages on the territory of the Russian Federation or, mind you, Belarus. These are also children who are placed under temporary guardianship and children who are put up for adoption. This is the most difficult category, kids who were put up for adoption, who received other documents with a different metric. 386 children were returned to Ukraine during a year and a half of the Russian full-scale war. According to preliminary estimates, about 19,500 kids remain in the temporarily occupied Ukrainian territories in Russia and Belarus.
We are in the process of developing a mechanism for the return of Ukrainian children. This involves reviewing and updating data on deported children, documenting crimes committed by Russia, and proposing practical actions for separate countries to facilitate the return of specific children or groups of children. We continue to identify new cases of displacement and deportation of Ukrainian children by the Russian Federation. The perpetrators will be held accountable for their actions by law, and Ukrainian children will be reunited with their families. Dmytro Lubinets, Commissioner for Human Rights of the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, during a visit to the Netherlands.
Putin and the Commissioner for Children's Rights, Lvova Belova, were issued an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court in March 2023. Next in line to become a suspect in an international crime is the self-proclaimed president of Belarus, Lukashenko. On September the 13th, members of the European Parliament approved a resolution in which Lukashenko is named as an accomplice in the forcible deportation of more than 2,150 children, including orphans, from the temporarily Russian-occupied regions of Ukraine to the so-called health camps in Belarus. There they, I quote, are subjected to Russification and ideological indoctrination. Therefore, their Belarusian leadership must appear before the International Criminal Court in The Hague, as well as before the Special Tribunal for the crime of aggression against Ukraine. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Valeria Nekipelova, UATV News.